What's happening everybody, King GBL here, and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a very strong team in the Ultra Premier League. This team is Empoleon Double Dragon, super fun team. I've used about 4 or 5 teams in this cup, and by far this has been the most successful one for me. We have the Empoleon, which completely walls fairies basically. We have Goodra with Draco Meteor, which you're going to see in this video. It just went completely crazy. Even before the calm day, this Pokemon is really good, and I think even after the calm day, people will expect Thunder Punch. If you run Draco Meteor, you're going to just nuke everything, so I think that's a really fun idea for after the calm day. Let me know your thoughts on the Goodra calm day in the comment section down below as well with Thunder Punch. Full sending the Draco Meteor with Goodra is just so funny. A lot of Pokemon do not respect it whatsoever. In this matchup here, against Mud Boys, you probably just go straight Aqua Tail, because they expect you to have Power Whip, so they will shield up the potential Power Whip, which will one-shot them, and pretty much free Aqua Tails will take out a Swampert. As you can see here, the Swampert does not full send, and we do get off the Aqua Tail. Anyway guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Season 19 of Go Battle League. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Season 19 in the comments down below. This season we don't have a huge amount of move updates, and the move updates are still yet to go live, because we have some Go Battle League tournaments going on at the moment. The move updates this season are not really shaking things up too much. We're getting a lot of Pokemon with Thunder Punch. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions on this season of Go Battle League down below, on the move updates, and of course the cup rotations. I do think cup rotations are probably a little bit better this season, with the exception of probably Fossil Cup at the end. I think it's going to be kind of a rough 2 weeks, but we'll see how it goes guys, and what I'm going to try to do this season is upload a little bit more. Last season I focused a lot on streaming, doing a lot of coaching in Discord. This season I want to get back to my bread and butter here, making videos, helping you guys climb, and showcasing full team breakdowns and helping you guys hit Legend and Expert for the first time. That's what this channel's always been about, and this season I will try to get back to that a little bit more. Anyway guys, welcome on in, drop a like in the video, subscribe, and without any further ado, let's hop into the battles here. So as you can see here, we have a Como-O. The opponent is running Empoleon lead with Como-O in the safe swap, so it is super likely they have another dragon in the back. Unfortunately, I don't think I was going to make it to the Draco, but with the opponent being in such low health, I don't think I really need to full send the Draco anyway. The opponent actually gives me 2 shields in the swap, which is perfect for me. Whenever I see a team like this, I just automatically know it's going to be another dragon. They've given me both shields, I can farm it down with Empoleon. However, the opponent goes for a Snipe quite interestingly, locking themselves back in, and the opponent goes for Drill Peck here. I'm not sure if they misclicked, or sometimes what I like to do is go for the wrong move, thinking the opponent might go for a catch. The opponent probably expects me to have Double Dragon, so they may have thought I went for a catch on Dragonite or whatever dragon I have in the back. This is going to allow me to get to another move, and that's going to basically get the opponent super low. Now because I won CMP and because it was a CMP tie, I decided not to take out the Penguin and basically undercharge it fully. The opponent realizes this, they go for a complete undercharge of their own, and I farm it down with Dragonite. Knowing that they have a second dragon in the back, I want to be able to outpace them. I'm up a shield, so the only thing I have to worry about is the opponent catching. As you can see, I'm tapping on the left side of my screen. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. The opponent's definitely going to go for a catch. The opponent already showed some sort of decent skill level in this matchup, so I knew that they would go for a catch. So yeah, I was just tapping on the left side of my screen. I was just committing to the fact that they were going to go for the catch, and hopping into the next battle we have Alolan Sandslash in the lead. Because it's an unshadow, I said to them, you know what, drill run me daddy. They go for the Ice Punch, we call the bait, and we're going to look to basically farm this thing the whole way down. The opponent does outpace us to the move. Because they went for the first bait, I think it's unlikely to go for the second one, and even still, they would get farmed the whole way down, so no reason to bait, we farm it the whole way down. And we're in a very good position now, because even though the opponent's coming into a hard counter for my Empoleon, I can look to get off 2 Hydro Cannons, which are absolutely no joke. Ampharos, I'm going to be showcasing this Pokemon probably tomorrow. Super fun Pokemon to use. It's a real core breaker. I tried to catch a Thunder Punch. I come into the Mandibles matchup here, and this is where Draco Meteor is just so much fun. If you guys decide to run this team with Draco, here's what you have to do. Get the Mandibles all the way down to 50%. A Draco Meteor does about 45% to a Mandy, so we get it down to 50%, we go for Aqua Tails. The reason we don't go straight for Draco Meteor is because it harshly lowers your attack, right? So we don't want to lower our attack straight away. We want to get it into the yellow. If you get them into the yellow, they're below 50% HP. And boom, we're sending this off to KFC. Here we go. In comes the Ampharos. They're going to go straight for the move. I've got a full health Dragonite, bro. I'm not going to shield this. This is basically curtains for the opponent. I even make it to another move here in Empoleon, which will get the opponent super low. I can even no shield or Thunder Punch. This game is just basically over. We come into Dragonite. That's good games well played to the opponent there. They are going to fire move. I'm sending them. You know what, buddy? No. I'm not shielding your Thunder Punch. Good night, sir. Good day to you, sir. Guys, let me know in the comments, are you playing some Great League or Ultra Premier? We don't have the move updates available yet, so I'll most likely play Ultra Premier until then. By the way, guys, with this team, we had 3 4-1s, a 3-2, and a 5-0. A very, very strong team. And hopping into the next one, we get an Ampharos lead. The opponent's actually staying in here for a minute, and they come into Trevenant. but little do they know, we're running Draco Meteor. Ordinarily, Trevenant walls my moveset. Not this time! Not this time. Goodbye, Trevenant. Get off my screen. The tree gets cut down and in comes Charizard. Now, we do have Aqua Tail. The opponent really needs to overfarm. They're in such a rough position here. We go for Aqua Tail. The opponent lets it go. I have lowered my attack stat, so of course they can comfortably live it. I'm going to let this move go. This is basically curtains here. Dragon Claw coming through. I'm coming in with Empoleon. I'm going to say, you know what, big boy? Blast burn me. The Empoleon takes it on the chin here. Bang. It does a lot of damage. We come straight into Dragonite. In comes Ampharos. Right here, I was tempted to no-shield this move, because I do think they make it to free. But we're going to just basically shield, behave ourselves a little bit, try to farm this the whole way down. And I'm sure you guys can pretty much see what's happening here. We're going to farm down the rest of the team, and you're going to see they do make it to another move here. Now, if this was Shadow, we would have farmed it down before they made it the third move, but we wouldn't have lived that move from a Shadow, so good thing it's non-Shadow there. We farm it the whole way down. Good games well played. And hopping into the next one, we have Drapion. Very good lead for Empoleon. The best thing they can throw at us is a crunch. Now, the opponent's staying in here to chip us, so I do think they might be a weak to Empoleon. In comes Tentacruel. Now, arguably, I stay in here and overfarm a little bit too much. I'm going to go for a chip here, and I decide, yeah, I kind of need to swap. I'm going to come into my Goodra, and, you know, because I've chipped them down so much, they built up to 11, by the way. I said, fuck nobody, you're not putting my Dragon on ice here. We're going to basically look to farm this down into our range. The opponent ends up settling for a Scald. This is perfect. This means I can basically farm this the whole way down. I would have had to have thrown an Aqua Tail. And look at this, guys. We have a Draco Meteor ready to go. Does the opponent respect the Aqua Tail from the Goodra? Absolutely not. Goodbye, Drapion. They swap out into Annihilate. Dude, landing Draco Meteors with Goodra is just so funny to me. Nobody is ready for it. It hardly ever gets respected. And the amount of damage it does is just obscene. It is just obscene. We're going to go for Dragon Claw here. We should be committing to farm down here. And we're still in a tricky spot. If the opponent's on Ice Punch, we're kind of in an awkward spot. But I should be able to outpace them and hopefully make a move with Penguin anyway. The opponent's going to make it to another move here. Unfortunately, the Dragonite's going to have to say goodbye here. Shadow Ball coming through. I come in with the Penguin. And I think basically what I'm looking to do is commit to fast moves. I come in here. I am trying to burn my clock, I guess, by going for this move. We go for Drill Peck. We do one and swap. I think that they're low enough for me to deal with them. However, I transferred damage, so that could have been very, very close. They end up going to Night Slash, and we do end up farming down the Ape. The Drapion here is on its last legs after the Draco Meteor. Good games well played. And hopping into the next battle here. As you can see, guys, this team is super fun. We have a Fairthorn lead. Very, very awkward lead. Nothing that's too great for my whole team. I am thinking if it's on Thunder, I can wall it with Goodra. It could be on the Flash Cannon moveset though. So I'm kind of a little bit iffy about this here. I didn't recognize that it would be on Flash Cannon. The opponent goes for a Power Whip first time around here. So I thought, like, yeah, they're probably baiting me. They're not going to full send the Thunder. And because they went for one Power Whip, they're probably going to go for two. So what I end up doing here is just getting off as many Drill Pecks as possible. The opponent decides to get rid of me, and I'm going to come into Goodra. Now, with Goodra, we're going to get a massive farm down. And if the opponent comes into something that's not a Steel type, which of course, we're seeing a Steel type in the lead, we're going to be able to absolutely nuke something. As long as we don't see a Steel or Fairy in the back, we're basically chilling. We're going to farm it the whole way down. They do land a Flash Cannon, of course, and in comes a Dragalge! In comes Dragalge! Is the opponent going to respect an Aqua Tail or a Power Whip? No, they're not. No, they're not. Get off my screen. In comes Ampharos, and this is basically curtains for them. I can let this go. I was trolling at this point. I should have just shielded. Brutal Swing coming in, that does a lot of damage. We're basically going to get off one move here. I just need to commit to a farm down. Shouldn't be throwing these moves. The great thing about this team is, if you're in a situation at the end where you nuke a Pokemon with Draco Meteor, you can basically like 2-shield farm down with your dragons. Super strong team, man. I do highly recommend it if you're looking to climb. And as you can see here, we do get a cheeky free too. Very tricky lead in the next one. We come into Goodra. Aqua Tails are neutral. And because I've done a one-turn swap, I am able to throw this move off in good timing, so I throw it straight away. Boom, Aqua Tail coming in. The opponent will go for a Drill Run. I am very tempted to shield this move. I decide to let it go though, thinking if I can get energy with Empoleon, I'll be chilling. I'm thinking here Draco Meteor time, but the opponent does not overfarm. I don't know why the hell they're throwing the move straight away, but good for them. We're going to come back into Empoleon, which basically walls the entire moveset of this Pokemon. Although Golisopod hits like a truck, Empoleon's pretty glassy, so we can't do too many liquidations, especially if they do get a debuff. I decide here, we get off this move, I get off one move and whenever it comes back in, and we should hopefully get a shield advantage for Dragonite, which should, you know, unless it's a fairy, win most games for us. Back in comes Escavalier. The counters are adding up. We come into the Dragonite. We basically wall this entire move set, so we let this move go. Or so I thought. The opponent's running Aerialise, so we don't wall it completely. In comes Charizard. This is a little bit awkward. I still have two shields to hide behind. I do need to land this move, and I think I need to try to commit to a farm down. I think pretty much in this match, I need to commit to fast moves. Dragon Claw coming through, we actually go for the move just before they get to the next one. I might have been able to farm it down here. The opponent died on 8 there basically, so they were either just about going to make it or just about not. I decided to commit to fast moves here. The opponent's going to have to commit to fast moves as well, and we just about outfarmed the Escavalier. We win that match on 1 HP. Good games well played to the opponent there. And in the next match, we have the Kentucky Fried Bird of Death. We have 2 decent answers to this Pokemon in the back, but Empoleon can threaten shields here like crazy. And I'm thinking, if the opponent does not go for a 1 and throw, I can just basically outpace them with Empoleon. So I can get 2 shields on the lead, which of course, if you can do that, taking minimal damage, you're fine. But the opponent goes for the Brave Bird. In comes a Feraligatr on Waterfall of all things. And we're going to look to launch a Drill Peck here. Now, because the opponent was playing it in this way, they've got a Brave Bird, they're Brave Birding the Penguin, they're on Waterfall. I'm like, you know what, I'm not taking any chances, we're going to shield this. It just turned out to be a crunch. I thought, like, this would just be an Ice Beam, this would just have to be an Ice Beam, right? In comes a Fairy. Now, this is where you're going to see that Goodra is super good. We go for Aqua Tail number 1, definitely chips them a little bit. We do have 3 Aqua Tails worth of energy basically coming into this matchup, but you're seeing that we're chipping away at this Pokemon quite decently, and Goodra has got very, very respectable bulk. In the Ultra League, Goodra is such a nice Pokemon. Look how low we're getting this Charmer here. We're going to come back in with Empoleon, farm it down, not even have to take a move, and back in comes the Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're going to go for the Dragon Claw. I can barely speak here. The opponent lets it free knowing I will get to Hydro Cannon, and yeah, good games. So as you can see here, we're at rank 11, I get a 5-0. I'm 38 out of 55. I've been trying different teams. This has been by far the best one, like I mentioned. In the early season, I definitely do like trying out some different Pokemon. However, for the last couple of weeks, it's been like, I've just been trying random stuff for the last couple of weeks anyway. So I'm sort of ready to go back to taking the game somewhat seriously. In this match here, we do have Dragonite with the Dragon Tail, which is quite interesting. Dragon Tail is quite an interesting move for certain matchups because it makes it hard for Pokemon to throw in good timing against you. Sometimes opponents like to chip and dip. If you're in Dragon Tail, it makes it hard for them to throw in good timing, so if they do want to chip you straight away before you get to the move, they basically have to do it in bad timing. Speaking of bad timing, we throw this move off in CMP. This Swampert here is on Surf. I wanted to show these battles towards the end of the video. These are some of the earlier rank battles, because, you know, some of these are pretty much nonsense. We've seen some crazy stuff like Yanmega, and a few other random Pokemon. We've seen a Togekiss in the back of one of these teams, like a Machamp Blade with Togekiss or something. You know, so you do see some craziness at the beginning of the season. I'm definitely, they're on Flamethrower as well. Bro, this is like, use the correct moveset challenge, impossible. These guys are out here just rocking any moveset, and that's why sometimes early rank battles can catch you off guard, because you're like, oh yeah, I can take a shot at ball, no problem. It turns out to be a Flamethrower, and it one-shots you or something like that. Since the opponent's on Surf, we can easily tank the move, and yeah, good games well played. Hopping into the next battle here, we have a legend player from last season with a Tentacruel. I come into Goodra. Of course, the opponent will not be expecting me to have Draco Meteor. I think this was a little bit too soon for the Blizzard, so I'm pretty much happy to let that go. The opponent goes for a catch, and they bring in Mandibuzz. Now, once again, we don't try to kill this straight away. We are getting a little bit low here, unfortunately, but we're going to go for a Draco. Oh, we're going for another Aqua Tail. What am I cooking? What am I cooking? I guess I think I still have a move at this point. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Okay, we're going for a shield. The opponent is getting pretty close to 2 moves. They go for the Aerial Ace right there, and I go for the Draco straight away. Basically trying to flip swap. That does massive, massive damage, and at this point I'm happy to let this go. Mandibuzz can be like a little bit awkward for the team. They go for an Aerial Ace. Unfortunately, my attack is debuffed, so it does take me out. They go for a Foul Play or a Dark Pulse here. It is a Dark Pulse, and we farm it down with the Empoleon. So with the energy lead, we can look to get off probably 2 Hydro Cannons on the Greedent. So we might be able to still win this match. Greedent is super powerful in Ultra League though. It's a very difficult Pokemon to deal with. They're on Trailblaze unfortunately as well, which, I mean, to be fair, that's probably a little bit better for me. The Mudshots are adding up a little bit more, which is kind of unfortunate. So perhaps I should have tried to get out of here sooner. I think my plan was to make the opponent further move sooner. And I think right here, there's a big argument to be made to shield up this first move. What the opponent does is Body Slams me, comes back into Tenta. I was afraid the opponent would be on Sludge Bomb or Blizzard though, so I didn't want to shield that move. I'm basically hoping to farm this down. Yeah, like shield once, farm it down, and get off a Dragon Claw. Unfortunately though, the Greedent's one off a move. I am 3 Dragon Breaths off the move, so if I had have undercharged just even slightly, I would have got off another Dragon Breath and won that match. So super close game. In the next match we have a hard counter. We come into the Goodra. The opponent's staying into Chip, which is kind of annoying. I do believe they build up to the Shadow Ball here. They go for Mud Bomb. Or maybe they only went to the Mud Bomb. And here it is, guys. It is Draco Meteor time. The opponent is an insta-throwing Andy. Insta-throwing Andy. They go for X-Scissor. We live at a 1 HP. Now, guys, you've seen it once in this video. You've seen it 100 times in this video. Draco Meteor almost takes out the Golisopod, but not quite, unfortunately. We just don't live that well enough, but this thing is 1 foot in the grave. 1 Dragon Breath will take care of it. We deny its energy, and in comes Ampharos. Because we got a 1 Dragon Breath head start, we do make this move just before they get to their move. I try to catch a Brutal Swing, I guess, on the Empoleon. We're basically sacking Empoleon at this point. In comes Toxicroak. We do make it to a move. That is one thing I really like about Ultra League. Even in these hard counter matchups, you're not just getting melted. The opponent lets that move through, and now we have a real chance to win this game. The opponent just top left immediately. They're like, well, I just lose. So, good games. So yeah, a bit of a tricky lead, but we do manage to take the win there. In the next battle, we have another Sandslash lead. We're going to go straight for Hydro Cannon here. This will look to get them super low. I think in this matchup, I end up respecting this move. Sometimes I respect it, sometimes I don't. They do actually beat me and I shielded it here, so that probably explains why I no-shielded the move earlier. They go for another Ice Punch. That was a silly bait right there. I'm not too sure what that was all about. In comes Dragonite. At this point, we've got like 2 Drill Pecks. They can definitely take one, but the second one will be looking to threaten their health here. The opponent shields up the first move, and I think at this point we're going to look to come into Goodra, basically Dragon Breath the whole way down. This move will definitely hurt, but it's non-shadow, and as you can see, it's a 2054 or 2450 or something, 2454. So a little bit underpowered or a hundo or something. The opponent lets the Aqua Tail go through, and yeah, we're basically chilling at this point. So yeah, in these early battles, you see just all sorts of nonsense. And honestly, I don't really like early battles. I prefer playing like sweaty elo battles, not gonna lie to you. I'm all about the elo, all about the sweat, all about the grind. Early battles and spicy battles just don't really do it for me the same. I do enjoy watching people using like really fun teams against, you know, decent players. Some of the reasons like I don't shoutcast Spice all the time, I'm not really dedicated to the Spice, right? If you're like fully dedicated to the Spice, you take any win you can get, right? I do enjoy watching like off-meta teams that do pretty well because the opponent, because you're outplaying your opponent. I really do enjoy watching those types of battles, but like I just don't really enjoy watching like Muddy Water Swampert. It's a little bit funny at the time. It is definitely fun for the opening part of the season. You know, after stressing to get to Legend, in my case, trying to hit leaderboards and stuff like that, it is nice to kind of mess around for a while. Generally speaking though, I do enjoy the elo climbing more than anything. The opponent did not enjoy the Draco Meteor, and we're going to see what they come into. See, the opponents are probably thinking like, why are they running Draco Meteor? It's because it's the early season and people are running random nonsense. But yeah, like I said, for me, like I've always been super competitive, and I just enjoy trying to improve, trying to be better. Speaking of trying to be better, we're catching the move here because we are just better here. Hydro Cannon will not quite take out the Empoleon. I decided I might as well get some use out of it here. We've got a Hydro Cannon ready to go, and yeah, the opponent just lets it go. Good games. So touching a little bit on the meta, we don't really have anything that's meta defining this season that's a new update. Like I said, last season we had the Empoleon, we had the Feraligatr, some really good options. This season though, we have the nerf to Scald, which we don't know what the percentage is yet. I would assume it's going to be 30% instead of 50% debuff, and we have spark damage going down by 1. So like in itself, those 2 updates may be of big consequence. Lantern is very, very powerful in the Great League, so it'll be good to sort of take that down a notch. Whiscash, super annoying with the debuffs, and I think people who play Whiscash continually now will have to learn that you just throw the fucking Mud Bomb, dude. Like, sometimes people are throwing 2 moves to take out a Pokemon. They could have just went double Mud Bomb, but they're going for unnecessary debuffs. So if anything, the meta is going to be even worse because people are going to start using Whiscash correctly just by going for Mud Bombs. Whiscash has always been a really good Pokemon. It just didn't really have a good secondary move. Blizzard is a good move. Here comes Togekiss to sweep my whole team here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get off enough moves. But yeah, Whiscash has always been good. It's always been bulky. A lot bulkier than Swampert and Quag. This is so sad per Dragonite. So yeah, Whiscash is going to still be good, but people will be forced to play it a little bit differently now. I do think Skarmory might be a bit of an issue this season. I think Charjabug is going to be a Pokemon that's going to be quite interesting. It's going to basically replace Lantern in my eyes, because Lantern, like, without that damage, it's just nowhere near as good. It probably loses quite a lot of matchups. Lantern could, like, somewhat cheese its way through Mud Boys at times with an energy lead, or, you know, commit to, like, aggressive Spark Downs. Even against Skarmory, you're not going to be able to do the same sort of aggressive Spark Down. So for example, if you have like a Lantern lead versus the opponent's Skarmory, They swap out and you take swap, basically. They'll come out with energy on Skarmory, they'll farm down your middle Pokemon, whatever that is. Get off 2 Brave Birds, and of course, like at that point, you commit to a Sparkdown. That Sparkdown may not be as easy anymore, and they may even get off a third move, right? So like, that's maybe a bad example, but those types of situations will happen with Lantern now. Once again, guys, we nuke with the Draco Meteor. Yeah, so Lantern definitely, it's a welcome update in my opinion. Lantern actually was kind of getting annoying in Ultra League as well, so not having that thing sparking down my shit in the Ultra League is going to be good too. I'm really happy Lantern's dead. I really think the biggest problem has been Skarmory though, but I just don't know how you nerf that Pokemon anymore. They already nerfed Sky Attack. Do you nerf it even more? I mean, I guess, like, Noctowl's dead anyway, so you might as well give Altaria a new move, give it Fly or give it Aerialus, and just nerf Sky Attack once more. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that Pokemon to nerf it any further. You could lower the damage of Steel Wing, but Skarmory just basically walls all of the grass types in the meta, and that's kind of why I think it's pretty RPS at the minute. Because in Great League Remix, you can take switch advantage with a grass type against a flyer, because there is no Skarmory, which is why I think that meta was less RPS. But that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe. A big thank you to our channel members and supporters. Super appreciated, man. Big thank you to everybody who supports us in Discord as well. Feel free to join us in the description down below if you're looking to tune into streams and improve at GBL. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and most importantly, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll catch you all tomorrow for another video. I have another team for Ultra League to showcase, and I will most likely showcase some of the move updates when they go live. They're going live on Monday at 10 AM Pacific time, so keep an eye out for those move dates. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll catch you all next time.